How you doing? Well, this video is going to be about a service that is doesn't really exist. Well, it may, but it's difficult. A lot of people have problems with homes, all kind of problems. You could have moisture issues, siding, mold. You could be a contractor that's getting problems with the job you did. You could have lawsuit issues, building science issues, condensation issues, stains, all kind of stuff. And so you end up calling people, and these people show up, and you pay them. And guess what? No results. They never fix it. Too many people coming over, and so this is a service. I call it. All you really do is you just Google, call Marco with a question, and it'll prompt you. And I pretty much, I've been doing this for 33 years full time. I've done over 18,000 inspections, 2,000 environmental inspections. I have many licenses and certifications. I teach seminars all over the country. I'm a civil engineer, an expert witness in a lot of different cases, and I could solve most problems usually on the phone in 15 minutes. And so let's just talk about a couple of these. So once again, if you know anybody with a house problem that can't figure it out, just go to Google and Google call Marco with a question with a K, and it'll prompt you. Okay, and it's a really small fee. So excuse me, I have houses with moisture issues where people buy homes and they can't figure out how the water's getting in, and they have frass and they don't know if, what's causing it. If there's a problem with siding leaks, I'll also have people call me with structural. The floors are cracked and there's certain kind of cracks. A lot of times people will send me pictures. We'll talk a few minutes and then I may ask for a few photos and they'll send them to me and I'll look at them, and sometimes we'll do a few more photos. And so there's all kind of issues with structural. The houses are built wrong, they're settling, sometimes they're insect infestation. Sometimes people just damage the joist or improperly build them. Sometimes people are sick in their homes. And like this particular, we not this home, but we've had people that are sick. We found out later after we interview them that the house was treated for chloridine, which is a chemical used for termites, and it causes cancer. It makes people sick, and it could have been 30 years ago, and it not was in their water because they had a well. Sometimes there's tree issues. Underground tree roots get into storm lines, sanitary lines. Sometimes you got things in walls. We had odors in homes to find out maybe there's squirrels, or maybe there's other anomalies in walls. Sometimes dew point condensation. You sometimes have solar vapor diffusion. And I tell you what all this stuff means. A lot of times they come in, the issues become, more. You might have to do destruction. Maybe you got to dig up a basement or something like this one here. These people bought a house, they lied to them, and before you know it, they're taking out the whole basement. And then, there's non-disclosures. People buy homes, the house is painted, they hide it, they cover it, and then they move in and they can't figure out why there's sewer gas coming out of the sink, and we figure that out. Sometimes there's forensic evidence in the home, like paint cans that have barcodes on them, and you could find out where they bought them. You know, we do case studies too. Sometimes these questions turn into big expert cases, like this particular one. You know, we actually went to the site. Excuse my voice. Um, we went to the site and basically we had a tunnel underneath the house, and this was a sewer fly problem. And we explained, we figured out it was a sewer flies, and then they wanted us to do consulting later. But most of the time, it's a really small 15-minute fee. 95, 80, 90% of the time, we solve it. This one is a red ant case study where the ants lived in the ductwork, and that sand was getting in there, and we explained to them, you know, why and how. This one had bugs, pill bugs, and we found out later, that the builder cut down all the trees, and there was no topsoil for the bugs, and it rained, and they were drowning, and they would go right to the house. This one here, they bought the home and it started to smell like cat urine. They sent us a few pictures. We found out that the owner in this home had like 20 cats, and then they covered the floor and you could see the rusting and how they painted the floor to try to mask the odor. If you buy homes, they have those air fresheners. This one here had carbon monoxide, CO2, and we'll talk about poisonings. Now, another service we provide, usually a little bit more, And this one might include reports. Some people need a report to get out of trouble, or you need a report because you want to bring it to a judge and lower your taxes, or you need it to show your client that you're not the one that put dirt in the ductwork. So we do provide reports. They're pretty professional. You can send us photos. We'll put them in, and we'll do this all over the country. Like I'm in Cleveland, so I do travel, Northeast America. But most of the time, we could just do this on a phone. Like I said, 15 minutes solves most problems. We also do executive summaries. Sometimes the summaries are short, sometimes they're longer. And I've done a phone call and a little report for as low as $150. So depending on the size of the report and how many photos, we can do that. It's not expensive. Matter of fact, it's probably way less expensive than trying to hire all kind of consultants. Sometimes you got bug problems, bed bugs. Some of these are easy ones. Sometimes I can figure it out like in 2 minutes, like mold in the attic, or condensation on the window, or carbon monoxide, or downdrafting, or a confined space where there's not enough oxygen supply. And I know what questions to ask you. I've been doing this for 33 years full time, 18,000 inspections every day, thousands of environmental inspections. I've had licenses in lead and radon and pest. I've had all types of certifications in HVAC, combustion, ICC codes. I've been teaching seminars all over the country also for the last 20 years. I am a civil engineer. I do a lot of expert witness, even deaths by carbon monoxide poisoning. And like I said, 15 minutes we could solve most problems, and we could any house problem that you have. And it could be for contractors that are having problems with clients, or homes people that are homeowners that are having problems with contractors, or you're having a problem with your neighbor, or there's this odor, or the jets are flying over your house and snapping at treetops, or just crazy anomalies like mites that coagulate and they stick to the walls because you've got thermal bridging and thermal bypass conditions. We figure it all out for you, and we figure out I would have to say 95% of all the phone calls that I get throughout the country, and usually 15 minutes. It's not a large fee, and you could just Google it. Google call Marco with a question. All right, so thanks for watching. Please share this and subscribe, and I apologize for my voice today. Thank you.